Hello, welcome to lesson 5 of creating vehicle monitoring system in Radzen Blazor. In this lesson, we are going to create the first part of the dashboard. So in this lesson, we are going to create a dashboard that displays the following statistics. 1. Number of slow vehicles in the last 1 month. Number of vehicles that ran at normal speed in the last 1 month, and number of vehicles that exceeded the speed limit for the last 1 month. And this is a demo of how the dashboard will look like after we finish this lesson. So we have used the RadialGauge control. Yes, so you're also going to learn how to use the RadialGauge control as well. So I have my Blazor project that is already open. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the client project. I'm going to create a new folder, that's a new directory in the client project. So I'm going to call the name of this directory application constants, and I'll click OK. Now after creating this folder called application constants, I'll right click on the application constants folder. I'm going to create a new file, and the new file is going to be a C# code file called speed classification constants.cs. Then I'll click OK. Now, because of time, I'm going to paste the content of the file. So I have a namespace whose name is vehicle monitoring system applying to application constants. Then I have a static class whose name is speed classification constants. And inside the class I've declared 3 constants. One for slow speed, one for normal speed, and one for excessive speed. Now I'm going to click on File, Save All. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my pages folder. I'm going to expand index.razor. Then I will double click on the index.razor.c# code behind file. So now after line 34, I'll press enter. I'm going to inject conData service into index.razor. After that, I'll click on File, Save All. Now, after injecting conData, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to declare some variables. So they are all of integer data type. So I've declared normal speed value, slow speed value, fast speed value, normal speed count, slow speed count, and fast speed count. So all these are integer variables that are declared. I'll go to File, I'll click Save All. Now the first method I'm going to create here is a method to retrieve vehicle IDs exceeding a given speed limit in the last 1 month. So this method takes in the upper speed limit. So in this method, First, we calculate the start and end date for the last 1 month. Then on line 55 to 58, we retrieve the speed measurements for the last 1 month. Then in line 60 to 63, we filter speed measurements that exceeded the upper limit. Then in line 65, we retrieve unique vehicle IDs from the filtered measurements. Then on line 69, we convert it to a list and return it, because the return type of our method is a list of longs. Click File, Save All. Now, the next method we are going to create is method to retrieve vehicle IDs not exceeding a given speed limit in the last 1 month. So just like before, we calculate the start and end date for the last 1 month. We retrieve speed measurements for the last 1 month. So we filter speed measurements that did not exceed the upper limit. We retrieve unique vehicle IDs from the filtered measurements. Now, it's possible that sometimes the vehicle, a particular vehicle, might not exceed the upper limit, and sometimes it might exceed the upper limit. So on line 94, we get a list of the vehicles that exceeded the upper limit for the last 1 month. And on line 95, we do an except to filter vehicles that are in both sets out. So we use an except to filter vehicles that are in both sets. That's the set of vehicles that exceeded and that did not exceeded. So we use an except to filter. So on line 98, we now return just the list of vehicles that did not exceed the limit. So on line 98, what we are returning is vehicles that did not exceed the limit at all, because it's possible for a vehicle to sometimes exceed the limit and sometimes not exceed the limit. It's possible for a vehicle to sometimes exceed the limit, and sometimes the vehicle might not exceed the limit. We are going to have another method, but this time we have a method to get the number of vehicles not exceeding a given upper limit. So what do we do inside this method? What we just do is we call the method that returns the list of IDs for vehicles not exceeding upper limit, and then we count the number of vehicles on line 105. So let's save. We are going to have another method. This time, method to get the number of vehicles that exceeded a given upper limit. So what do we do in this method? At line 111, we call the method that returns the IDs for vehicles that have exceeded the upper limit. And then on line 112, we count the number of the IDs. Lastly, we are going to have a Blazor lifecycle method. We are implementing a Blazor component lifecycle method, which is the initialize async method. So there is an issue here. So we have constants for speed classifications. We are retrieving them, but there is an error here. Why is the error like that? The error is because we've not imported this namespace for the application constant. So I'll copy that, then I'm going to say using vehicle monitoring the client, using vehicle monitoring system the client dot application constant semicolon. So I go back to my uninitialized async method. So on line 120 we retrieve the slow constant, and on line 121 we retrieve the normal constant. On line 124 we retrieve slow speed. On line 124 and 125 we retrieve the list of vehicles that were slow in the last 1 month from the database. On line 120 we apply a filter on line 124 using the slow speed constant. On line 127 to 128 we retrieve vehicles that run at normal speed from the database. We use the normal speed constant to filter the vehicles that run at normal speed from the speed classification table. So okay, what we did was, sorry, I made a mistake. So what we did was we got speed classification values from the database. That's what we did on line 123 to 129. We got speed classification value from the database. So what we now did on line 131 to 134 was we set the slow speed value, the normal speed value, and the fast speed value. So on line 132 we set the slow speed value to the upper limit in kilometer per hour for slow speed, which is from the database. Then we also set the normal speed value to the upper limit for kilometer per hour for normal speed record in speed classification table. Then fast speed value, what we just did was that we increased normal speed by 1. So now what we did, the next thing we did was that we called the methods that we have defined earlier on. This time around we passed the slow speed value, the normal speed value to each of the 3 methods to get the number of vehicles that run at slow speed, normal speed, and fast speed. After having done this, the next thing was we went to the Razor file for the index page. This is what it looks like right now. I will now go to source. In one swoop, I'm going to clean everything that is here. I'm going to replace it with this that I've pasted. So we have two routes for the page. The first route is the root route for the application, and the second route is for the dashboard. The title of the page is dashboard. So we have Radzen row, we have Radzen column, we have Radzen card, we have a Radzen row, and we have a Radzen column. Inside this Radzen column, I have a Radzen RadialGauge. Inside the Radzen RadialGauge, I have a Radzen gauge scale. We set the start angle, the end angle, the number of the step increment, the minimum value and the maximum value. Then we set the tick position to be inside. Then we have on line 11 Radzen RadialGauge scale pointer. We set the value to be normal speed value, the length to be 0.6, and we set the Boolean property showed value to be true. We create a template, and in the template, this is what we do. Then we have Radzen radial scale range, whose from 0 to 90 the color will be green, from 90 to 140 the color will be orange, and we have from 140 to 260 the color will be red. So we also have another Radzen column. The first thing we have here is the number of vehicles at normal speed. This next heading is last 1 month, and the next heading displays the normal speed count. So we repeat the same thing for slow speed. And then we repeat the same thing for fast speed as well. So now let's save our work. So done file, save all. It's now time to run our app. Here's the output as the app is starting. So there you go. Number of vehicles that run at normal speed last 1 month, 7. Number of vehicles at slow speed last 1 month, 4. Number of vehicles at excessive speed last 1 month, 3. Thank you for watching.